But I'm not completely alone as we continue to build up to the funeral of the Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu taking place on Saturday, 10 a.m. Just a reminder that our live coverage starts on Saturday morning from 6 a.m. in the morning, with the funeral itself getting underway at 10 a.m. There's a lot more we need to discuss, a lot more we need to bring you throughout this morning. Let's bring you Thulasizwe, Simelane down in Cape Town for us, where, of course, Thulasizwe, morning to you. A beautiful day in Cape Town, it looks like, as well. The Archbishop going to be lying in state for 2 days at St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town.
Time to rise here in the Western Cape, but I can tell you it's starting to peer through the partly cloudy skies, and it looks like it will be a beautiful day. The sun is starting to peer through the skies here in Cape Town after what was, a really emotionally healing evening when we remembered the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu at that memorial service, interfaith memorial service, which took place at City Hall, which is behind me, as we are bringing you this broadcast live from the Grand Parade here in Cape Town. We're waking up to a morning to be paying tribute to continue paying tribute to the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Between the 7th of October 1931 and the 26th of December 2021, Archbishop Desmond Tutu wrote his name into the history of this country, and we are gathered here really to basically read back what he wrote to us and roll the credits as he exits the stage of history on which he has acted out so many scenes that have shaped the history of this country. Today is really about an outward expression of that goodbye by members of the public, ordinary South Africans who want to have that moment, that poignant moment where they send him off. That will be happening at the St. George's Cathedral, which is integral, which was part of the stage on which the Arch played out his actions that helped to shape the history of this country. You're looking at Adderley Street here in Cape Town. That's the visuals that we are showing you, live visuals. And I'll be taking you to Ayesha Ismael in a moment, who is standing by at St. George's Cathedral, which of course is laden with history and the role that the Arch played. But before I do that, let's take it all the way back. I mentioned the date of the 7th of October 1931. It all started in Klerksdorp in the northwest. Well, the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu's last surviving sister is still coming to terms with his death. Tutu died on Sunday, aged 90. While tributes have been pouring in for him, we visited his hometown in Monseville to find out how his death has affected residents there. Take a look at this.
I'm the only one left here no more. But again, because I ubutako ikudit una safara una rola tata mama.
An emotional Gloria Khadebe speaking fondly about her late brother. While she is distraught, she's slowly coming to terms with his death, just like many in this community where Tutu grew up.
Malume abuti o ka renka batlo patela ka fo di parents tsa ge di robetseng teng ka mo structure teng ya mama
le fula ga le affectile le township ya rona very much, because le expectile gore maybe if aka makara matla he can still gopola gore Manzivile e tshentse lone e tlhatlose, because ke monne most of the politicians in ngata di tla teng ka go le thata.
It's clear Tutu was truly loved, with community structures named after him.
We were so hurt, hearts are mine, but there was nothing we can do because people wait. Wile ke.
Rona re gola antse a le teng, wa bona. Le library e biditswe ka ene, e nemilwe ka ene. Dilo tsotlhe rena re tsena ko Anglican re mo ke lantsa le teng, re tsena ko Anglican le rona re ma Anglican.
Obaneng Bishop Tutu ne le motho wa mo locationeng re mitsi ka
old Nagai, Mam Gloria, lady parents Sarnabar Totelagaene.
Hambagahle Abuti Desmond. Andrea Kotrolo, Manziville.
So the story started in Klerksdorp in the northwest in 1931 on the 7th of October for a man who was to become, he wanted to be a doctor, and he turned out to be a doctor of the soul of many, many South Africans and many citizens across the globe, and then became a teacher, an actual teacher in the sense of education, but also a teacher to the nation in as far as many of the values that we now hold so dear are concerned, values such as Ubuntu, forgiveness, reconciliation, and all of those, and fighting for justice. He became a teacher in that sense, and of course became our spiritual guide, becoming the Arch, the man that we simply knew as the Arch, rather than a pious Archbishop, that is inaccessible, but became the man that we would all come to know as the Arch. In a moment, I'll take you to, in fact, I'm ready to take you to Ayesha Ismael, who is standing by at the St. George's Cathedral. Ayesha, thank you. So today is the day really when South Africans will get the opportunity to file past the casket there, the simple casket that the Arch insisted on, that he wanted his casket to be simple. Just tell me about the process of day one of Archbishop Desmond Tutu lying in state at St. George's Cathedral.
Good morning, Thulas, and I think today is the day where reality will finally kick in that our beloved Arch is no longer with us. And just to give you an indication, we're standing on the corner of Whale and Adderley Streets, and the funeral cortege is expected to come up, and as you can see, the traffic officers are already here. The cortege will come up Adderley Street and turn into Whale Street, and then continue just a little bit further down and stop in front of the cathedral, and the body will then go into St. George's Cathedral, where the Archbishop will lie in state for 2 days. Now remember, initially it was only going to be for 1 day, but because there were so many requests, and because the family and the church wanted to give everybody who wanted to come to pay their last respects to the Arch to have that opportunity, they've now extended it to 2 days. So this morning from 9 to 5 there will be a public viewing. The body will then leave the cathedral and go to back to the funeral parlor and return tomorrow for the second day of lying in state, and then the body will stay in the cathedral for the funeral service on Saturday. Now, what we do know is that the clergy will stay overnight on Friday night and have a night vigil into the morning on the day when the funeral will take place. So, Thulas, now you can see we're outside St. George's Cathedral, and this is where the hearse will stop. And we also know now that the Tutu family will arrive this morning to come and welcome the body of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and they will be among the first ones to go inside the cathedral to go and pay their respects in a private moment to Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And as I said, that will take place here inside St. George's Cathedral. And what of course we also know is that he will be cremated and his ashes will be interred inside St. George's Cathedral.
And Ayesha, to the extent that perhaps there could be someone who might have, I don't know, somehow missed the centrality of the story of St. George's Cathedral, there's a specific and a historical reason. In fact, there are many, many reasons why this is the focal point of remembering the Arch, and that's why even his ashes are going to be interred there, just, as a mark really to cement the role that he played, and particularly the centrality of that cathedral in that, in him acting out his actions and carving the history of South Africa.
Well, to us also, it's significant from a political point of view as well as from a religious point of view. We know, of course, that the Archbishop was the Archbishop here at St. George's Cathedral for 10 years. But coming back to the fact that we've always been saying that the St. George's Cathedral has become synonymous with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and that is because of the role that he played during the bleak days of apartheid. In fact, in this very road where I'm standing in Adley Street, during the various states of emergencies that we had in South Africa, this road, Wales Street in front of St. George's Cathedral, used to be a hive of activity with political activists coming here to protest, to demonstrate. And it was Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the other clergy who worked under him who came and supported the activists. And at a time when we were baton charged, when we were tear gassed, when we were about to be arrested, it was Archbishop Desmond Tutu who came out to come and intervene and also to open the doors of the cathedral so that we could come here and seek refuge. But it's also been a place for people to come and pray and to meditate and just to come and sit here and to reflect on the day and just come and sit here and enjoy the peace that the cathedral offers. And that is what Archbishop Desmond Tutu encouraged. He had an open door policy when it came to St. George's Cathedral. He was a big advocate for interfaith relations. And we saw last night with that memorial service held by the city of Cape Town, the various representatives from the various faiths paying tribute to Archbishop Desmond Tutu.